Hari Om. In this video, I am going to talk about our beloved Gurudev, his childhood, and his family background. This is from the book Footprints of Eternity, Part 1, written by Swami Prem Vivekanand. On the 5th of March 1930, a divine child was born to a respected and devout family in Bhuman Shah village, now in Pakistan. The name of the newborn was Suraj Prakash, later to become Sri Chandra Swamiji Udasin. The mother of this great soul was Mata Vasudevi ji, and the father was Lala Roop Chand ji. The baby was very beautiful and charming. Suraj Prakash had two brothers and one sister, all elder to him. His mother was the only daughter of a renowned householder saint of that area, Baba Gulab Das ji. To this day, there is a village in his name in Pakistan, Chak Gulab Das. Mataji had 7 brothers. She was a very kind, simple, amiable, and devout lady. She was very sociable too. Though herself from a fairly affluent family, she had a great concern and compassion for the poor people of the village and freely interacted with them. Some Muslims and people from the other community lived near her home. They were very poor, but Suraj Prakash was allowed to play freely with the children of their families. He would go to their homes and would eat whatever they offered him, regardless of religious or caste restrictions. The other children also used to come to his home and do the same. Since Mata Vasudevi was the daughter of a saint, she had an innate interest in religion and spirituality. She had deep, unflinching faith in Baba Bhuman Shah ji, Guru Nanak Dev ji, and Lord Krishna. She was very respectful towards Brahmins and would often serve them. There was a poor Brahmin in the village whom she used to feed devotedly at least twice a month. She would regularly and faithfully observe the fasts of Ekadashi, Amavasya, and other holy days. Observing his saintly mother foregoing food on such days, the young Suraj Prakash would also fast sometimes. As he once wrote many years later, "I don't fast now, but as of child, I sometimes used to fast, imitating the mother of this body." If any saint or monk visited the village or the dera, Mataji would respectfully invite him to her home, feed him, and give dakshina. Although in those days most of the village women were illiterate, she could read Gurmukhi and used to recite Sri Guru Granth Sahib and the Gita in Punjabi daily. Swamiji had told us that he could read Gurmukhi even when he was only 6 or 7 years old. In those days, his mother would ask him to recite verses from the Gita and Sri Guru Granth Sahib out loud while sitting on the family shrine room. She would listen carefully and correct his pronunciation when necessary. Mata Vasudevi taught Gurmukhi to many illiterate women who later built gurdwaras. She had provided for such a temple in one of her rooms of her own home, in which 25 to 30 people could sit. On one side of the temple there was a large wooden diyas on which Guru Granth Sahib and Gita ji were placed reverentially. The center space was adorned with the photos of Baba Bhuman Shah ji, Baby Krishna, and Guru Nanak Dev ji. The walls of the temple were tastefully covered with beautiful decorative cloths. She used to do her regular daily worship jap in this home temple. Young Swamiji and the other family members also used to participate in the daily aarti in this temple and would sing devotional songs, during which Suraj Prakash would play the drum. Swamiji informs us that his mother had particularly deep faith in jap and used to do a lot of jap with mala, rosary. She always kept a mala near her pillow on her bed, a practice which Swamiji also adopted and continues to this very day. Many times Suraj Prakash noticed his mother sitting on her bed late at night telling the beads of a mala. Once he observed, "Now, on the basis of my experience, I can say that she was a very advanced sadhak. At that time, I did not recognize her." Mata Vasudevi left her body in 1948 after a brief illness. Swamiji told us that thereafter he saw his mother many times in dreams and a few times in meditation as well. Indeed, the life of Mata Vasudevi is a typical example of an ideal Indian housewife, demonstrating how a woman, while attending to all the daily chores of life, can grow in spirituality merely on the strength of simplicity, purely of heart and devotion to God. Now, a few words about Swamiji's father, Reverend Lala Roopchand. He was tall, handsome, well built, and had a charming personality. It is said that in his youth he was exceptionally strong and was highly respected by the Muslim wrestlers of that area. He was also very liberal and modest by nature. In those days, the people of that area were not very well educated, but he was a matriculate from DAV School, Lahore. After passing his matriculation, he had the tempting offer of a direct appointment as a superintendent of police, a post of self and power. But the then head of Bumansha Dera, Mahant Harbhajan Das Ji, did not let him go. On his part, Lalaji too preferred to serve the Dera rather than taking up a job as police officer which promised only money, respect, and high social status. In Swamiji's words, in fact, a father had completely dedicated his whole life to the Dera. He had the general power of attorney and was the general manager of the Dera, which he served with exemplary devotion, grit, and integrity. He looked after all the affairs of the Dera. He was a towering personality of the whole area. Even the superintendent of police would not dare arrest anyone from that area without first consulting him. He kept on serving the Dera till the last with the unparalleled commitment and devotion. Thank you. Hari Om.